Okay, class. Before the school ends, I have an announcement to tell you students about tomorrow.
What is it that is happening tomorrow, Mrs. Martin?
Well, the announcement is that tomorrow, we will be taking a math test. So I want you students to study for the math test very hard so that you can pass the math test.
Okay, Mrs. Martin.
Are you kidding me right now? There is no way that I want to do a math test tomorrow, because that is so boring and so hard. I rather stay at home and watch TV instead.
Well, too bad, Classic Caillou. And you are not staying at home to watch TV tomorrow. You are studying today for the math test tomorrow, and that's final. And just to remind you that if I catch you cheating on the others' answers and if you fail this math test, you will be sent to the principal's office. Got it?
Fine. I will study today for the math test for tomorrow.
Good. All right. Class dismissed. You students can go home now. And make sure you students study very hard for the math test for tomorrow. Goodbye, class.
Hey Caillou, Rosie, and Classic Caillou. How was school today?
It was good. We have a math test tomorrow, and Miss Martin told us that we need to study very hard today for the math test tomorrow.
That's awesome to hear, Rosie. And Classic Caillou, if me and my husband boys hear that you cheated on the math test or failed the math test, you will be grounded. Got it?
Okay, Mom. I promise that I won't cheat on the math test and fail the math test.
That's what I like to hear. All right, we are almost back at our house.
Hey Doris, how are the kids?
The kids are good. 3 of them said that they have a math test tomorrow that they need to study.
Cool. That's good to hear that they have a math test tomorrow. I hope you two will do good on the math test tomorrow, Caillou and Rosie.
Thanks, Dad. Me and Rosie also hope we will do good on the math test tomorrow as well.
You are very welcome, you too. And Classic Caillou, we hope that you will not fail the math test tomorrow. Because if we hear that you fail the math test or cheat on the math test tomorrow, you will be grounded. Got it?
Okay, Mom and Dad. I promise that I won't cheat on the math test or fail the math test tomorrow.
That's what we like to hear.
All right. I've almost finished studying for my math test. I just need to answer a few more math questions and then I'm done. Yes, I have finished studying for my math test for tomorrow. Now I'm going to call Mom and Dad and tell them that I'm all done. Hey Mom and Dad, can you come upstairs to my bedroom please?
Hey Caillou, what is it? What did you want us upstairs in your bedroom for?
I have finished studying for my math test for tomorrow.
Okay, let us see how good you studied for the math test, Caillou. Wow, Caillou, you have really studied hard for the math test for tomorrow. You answered your math questions correctly. Me and your mother are so proud of you.
I agree with your father, Caillou. You are definitely ready for the math test tomorrow. Me and your father hope you will get an A+ tomorrow. Awesome work, son.
Thanks Mom and Dad. You two are my best parents ever. And I hope that I will get an A+ tomorrow as well.
You are very welcome, son. Anyways, me and your mother finished making dinner. You can come to the dining table and eat right now.
Okay, Mom and Dad. Caillou, Clementine, and Sarah, how much did you three study for the math test?
I definitely studied very good for the math test, Caillou. I got my math questions correct while studying. Me too. I also studied very good for the math test as well.
Yeah, same here. How much did you two study for the math test as well, Caillou and Rosie?
I definitely studied very good for the math test. I got my math questions correct while studying too.
Yeah, same for me. I also got my math questions correct while studying for the math test as well. But I'm not really sure about Classic Caillou though, because he has been mostly just doing his own interesting thing and not studying for the math test. And I really hope that he is not going to cheat or do something bad while we're doing the math test.
I totally agree with you, Rosie. Because if he really does cheat on the math test or do something else that is bad, and fails the math test, then he is definitely going to be in big trouble. But let's just hope that we will all do good on the math test and Classic Caillou will not do anything bad while doing the math test.
Yeah, I hope so too, Caillou.
Oh, that was the bell. That means school has now started.
Well then, what are we waiting for? Let's get inside our classroom now.
Good morning, class. Today, you students will be doing the math test. I hope you students studied very hard for the math test so that you can pass. I will be passing out the math tests for you students to start. But the reminder is that please no using your phones to find the answer, because you will be getting an F on your math test if I caught you doing that, and that is not allowed during tests in this school. But anyways, I will be handing out the math tests for you students to start right now. Okay, class. This math test is worth 100% of your mark. You students can now get started. And if you students need help, then let me know and I will gladly help you. You students have 2 hours to do his math test. Good luck, students.
Come on, Caillou, you can do this.
Alright, class. Your 2 hours are up. I will now be taking your math tests and grade them. Alright, class. I've finished grading your math test. If I call your name, you students will come to my desk and see what grade you got on your math test. I will start with Caillou. Caillou, come over here to my desk.
So what grade did I get on my math test, Mrs. Martin?
Well, Caillou, your grade that you got today on your math test is an A+.
Yay. I got an A+ on my math test. Thank you so much, Mrs. Martin. You are the best.
No problem, Caillou. You got an A+ on your math test because you got all math questions correct without a single math question wrong, and that proves that you studied very hard yesterday. I am so proud of you, Caillou. You are the best student in my class. And for this, you get 1 week off school. Take your math test and go to the principal's office and make the principal proud.
My parents are going to be so proud of me when they see that I got an A+ on my math test. This is my best day ever.
Hello, Caillou. What brings you to my office today?
My teacher, Mrs. Martin, graded my math test, and I got an A+ on my math test. For that, I get 1 week off school.
Wow, Caillou. That is awesome. I am very proud of you for getting an A+ on your math test today. You are free to enjoy your week off school. I hope to see this kind of good behavior when you come back to school. You can go home now and enjoy your week off school.
Hey, Caillou, why are you at home so early? And what is that you have in your hand?
Well, my teacher, Mrs. Martin, graded my math test, and I got the best grade on my math test, which is an A+. For that, I get 1 week off school.
Oh my goodness, Caillou. That is amazing. Me and your father are so proud of you for getting an A plus on your math test. Me and your father knew you could do it. Awesome job, son.
For this, you are super duper ungrounded, 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 ungrounded forever. You can go to Chuck E. Cheese's to celebrate your reward.
This is really the most awesome day of my life. Thank you so much, Mom and Dad. You two are my best parents ever.